You're live. And
hi everyone, I'm Dr. Mooney. Welcome to the Tennent Invitational. It is great to see all of you here. Before we get started on a couple of the judges' announcements, I just want to double check and see if we have any coaches from these schools here. We still need Monroe Township, Penwood High School, Riverside, and Strathaven to check in with us. Just let us know that your entries are all correct, that your judges are all here, and we'll be able to push the pairings out shortly. So if Monroe Township, Penwood High School, Riverside, and Strathaven can just go on tab room and check in, that would be great. As far as competitors go, if you are in Extent Prep, you should not be in this room right now. You should be in Extent Prep. You should be on the platform, tenantinvitational.cloud, and you'll see the link for Extent Prep there. Other competitors, just hang tight. We are working on pairings. Judges, we really appreciate that you've decided to, spend your Friday night here with us, judging rounds. Just a couple things we want to remind you about as you're judging. We do have a live doc. Your coaches should have shared it with you. It's also on the platform on tenantinvitational.cloud. There's a link to it. And it'll pretty much give you the schedule for the rounds. If we have to change times, all those things will be in there. We have some notes for judging. So if you haven't judged a specific event before, we have some guidelines for that. Most important thing for rounds today is no observers in preliminary rounds. So if you get into a round and you have your competitors and you're all good, then you can start it. If you see some random person in there, just let tab know and we will figure out who that person is. You'll be able to get the links, the rooms will come out on tab room. You'll see the posting from tabroom.com and it'll say which room you're in on the platform. So if it says LD2, all you need to do on the platform is just click on competition rooms and click on the event. So in my case, LD, and then you just click on the room and it'll say LD 1 to 35, I think we have. So it'll tell you where to go. When you enter the room, just double check to make sure that your technology works. Make sure that the competitors can hear you and can see you. Also make sure that you can see and hear the competitors. If there's an issue that you can't resolve, just get tab room involved. Just come and let us know and send us a message. We will come in and figure out how we can help you resolve it. Tim, I just sent you another drop. So that was one thing to just keep in mind, just making sure that the tech checks happen. They should be happening 10 minutes before the start of the round. That way we have some time to resolve any issues. Let's see. Speech competitors will be, in some cases, coming in and out of rounds. There are some students who are double entered, so they're entered in 2 different events. If a student is double entered, they should be checking in both rooms. So they'll compete early in one room, and then as soon as their performance is finished, they'll leave and go to the next room. In all of the speech events except Extemp, you can start at the start time even if you don't have all the competitors. So if you're in a speech round and you have 6 students in the room and only 4 of them are present, you can start. Just start with who you have so that we can keep the tournament moving. If a student says that they're double entered, just allow them to move up in the speaker order. Let me see what else we got. So as far as scheduling goes, when you get a ballot, which will be shortly, we're just finalizing the rounds now, you'll see a green button on tab room that says start round. Judges, we're asking as soon as you see those buttons to just click start round so that we know that you've seen that you have a round. Otherwise, we have no idea if you're aware of the fact that you have a round. So just right when you get that ballot, just make sure you're clicking that. Don't wait till the round start time. We will have some students coming in from Tennent just checking in to see if you are in the room, so don't be alarmed if you see somebody from tab room coming in. We're just doing room checks. As far as debate rounds go, for debate judges, just make sure with the ballots, when you get into the ballot, you'll see there is a point scale for the debate events. Just make sure you're adhering to that point scale so that we keep the same standard for everybody. You know, it'll tell you exactly what you need to do as far as, you know, 30 being the perfect score, and what you need to do if, you know, if you're finding that there's a situation you're not sure how to handle, you know, just come to tab room. But there are pretty clear descriptors on the ballot, and you can always ask us if you have questions. As far as rounds go, just make sure when you're actually listening to the speeches or you're listening to the debate that you're taking notes as you're going. Don't wait until the end of the round to start taking notes, because then that's going to delay everything. At the end of the round, within 5 minutes of the end, you should be entering for debate events your decision, so the win-loss and the points. And for speech, the rank. So if you have 6 students in the room, the ranks would go from 1 to 6, with 1 being the best in the room. One thing that you will be able to do, we have to have the rankings and the win-losses right away for tab room. But one thing that you will be able to do throughout the tournament is continue to update your feedback. So your reason for decision and your comments to each of the competitors. So you'll have time to do all that, even in between rounds. As far as prep time goes, prep time is all on the ballots. LD has 4 minutes of prep time per student. As far as judging speech goes, just make sure that you are giving students time signals when they request it. In extemp, it's actually required that you give time signals from 5 down. If you're not sure what time signals students are asking for, just feel free to clarify that with them before the round starts, just so that you can give them what they ask for. It's not a lack of preparation for them, it's actually good preparation. That's how they're trained. As far as feedback is concerned, just put your feedback in the ballot. You know, don't spend time giving the kids oral feedback. Just, we need to keep the rounds moving. Just feel free to, you know, say thank you, have a great day, good luck, anything like that. But we're not having, you know, any kind of critiques or anything like that. We're just keeping the rounds moving to save some time. And okay, so that's that. Let's see what else. Okay, if you have a situation where you have to forfeit, or if there's a forfeit with a round, you can't actually enter that yourself. You have to come to tab room. So if someone doesn't show up or there's a reason for a forfeit, just come see us and we will work that out. Same thing's true if you think that there's a violation of rules. Just come see us and, you know, we'll make the determination as to, you know, how to handle that situation. But if there's anything that you don't know, you know, how to handle, there are no stupid questions. Just come in and ask us and we'll be happy to help you. We know that some of our judges, you know, haven't done virtual tournaments before. We know, you know, some of you have different events that you judge, so don't hesitate to ask us if you need any help. We'll be happy to help you out. And Tim is working on the pairings, so he's
Last out of 40.
all right. He's going to blast those out in about 4 minutes. As far as duo and public forum and those kinds of partner events, we are just having students follow whatever their health and safety protocols are for their schools. So if the school's allowing students to be in the same room unmasked, that's fine. If the schools are requiring them to be separate, you know, that's fine too. So you may see a variety of arrangements with your competitors. If you experience a tech issue during a round, so a competitor drops off, a judge drops off, let us know. Just send us a message in tab and, you know, we'll come over and figure out what's happening. What we'll do in a debate round is if a competitor drops off, when they come back, we'll let that student, you know, continue where they left off. And the same thing goes for speech. Cameras should be on at all times for judges and competitors who are speaking in the debate rounds. You should have your debate rounds, you should have it on all the time. Unless there's some kind of a bandwidth issue. If there's a bandwidth issue, then that's a different story. Just let tab know. But definitely for debate, you should have the cameras on. For speech, the students should have their cameras off when they're not performing. Okay. And oh, one other thing too. Tim was just mentioning about the schedule, just to alleviate any confusion. Rounds 1A and B are not flighted rounds. Like sometimes A and B means that they're flighted. These are not. Round 1A is the first main speech and debate event round.
I'm sorry for any confusion.
So if you're doing declamation, 1A means declamation round 1. Round 1B means you're doing declamation round 2. So hopefully the numbering won't confuse anybody. But I think that's about it as far as announcements go. The pairings should be coming out shortly. As soon as you get them, you and the competitors can just go to your rounds. Good luck. If you have questions, just swing by the tab room and we will help you out. And enjoy your rounds. Thanks, guys. I'm going to go in tab room now and just try to... All right, let me see who's in tab room.